Circus Oz was founded back in December of 1977, with its first performance season just a year later in 1978, March of that year. The founders wanted to create a modern circus without animals, but instead with elements of rock and roll, popular theatre and satire. Over the 4 decades that have followed, Circus Oz has gone from strength to strength. Now with their show Model Citizens coming to the Drum Theatre, Circus Oz is heavily involved in what they're doing there with 2 performances, and one of the members of the creative team joins me online to have a chat about Circus Oz and their latest venture. Sebastien Pasche, welcome into Melbourne.
Thank you, Leigh. Thanks for having us.
That's a pleasure, mate. Nice to have you here. Some 40 years in its going. Oh, well, birthday even now, isn't it? 2017. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next year will be our 40th.
Yes, my word. So that first performance, 1978, and a lot of water under the bridge since then. I know there's been a lot of talk about circuses over the years with animals and so on, but you took the other direction there, didn't you, the founding fathers, and they went to, as I said before in the intro, satire, some music, rock, roll and so on. It worked, didn't it?
It totally worked.
Why do you think it did?
I think because it was in direct opposition to the regular type of circuses back in the day.
Yeah.
And it had that real Aussie slant to it where, we kind of took the mickey out of ourselves and had fun doing it.
How do you get the performers to come and join the company? You work on about, 12 or so performers, don't you, for a show?
Yeah, this year we've got about 8 in the cast in this particular ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's basically auditions. Once Rob, our artistic director, had dreamt up the idea, it was literally putting out a call to all circus performers out there and seeing what they do and what they're good at, and seeing the combination of people that we could put together to make this the show that it will be.
So where do the ideas come from the show then? You're in the creative area too now with Rob. How do you guys get together and how does that form the circus?
Well, basically it's a question of we took a few things, a few themes, a few images, put them all together and see, and you kind of see what comes out of that.
Right.
So what we wanted to do in this particular show is look at the myths behind Australia and kind of put it all on its head and question it and laugh at it and make the audience think a bit as well as entertain them. Because
Circus Oz has been pretty good at doing those sort of things, because you have at times taken on humanitarian causes, women's rights, for instance, land rights, Indigenous Australians.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what kind of makes us stand out in terms of we kind of we find multi-skilled performers.
Yeah.
We like to keep a gender balance. We like to keep diversity on stage, just to make it, the ingredients all together create something truly special that is the Circus Oz magic that we create. And we wanted to keep that going for this one.
So where do your performers come from? We were talking there about the audition process, but are they Australia-wide?
Yeah, totally Australia-wide. So we get them from everywhere.
Now that your training areas are out of Collingwood, I believe, these days, and you've got a purpose-built studio out there.
That's right. We've got a beautiful building in Perry Street in Collingwood where we have one huge main rehearsal room where we're actually doing the rehearsals there. And we also have other studios that we hold classes and that kind of thing on the weekend as well. So it's kind of turning into a circus hub in this part of Melbourne.
And do you train performers there as well, Sebastien?
Yes, we do a thing every morning called open training that is open to any circus performer, and we also do classes. So there's a process that goes with them learning skills off us, we learn skills off them, and the network gets bigger and deeper, and the talent gets shared, as it were.
And Sebastien, do you train youngsters or people to come into the circus?
Yeah, we actually have weekend classes for youngsters from about as young as 6 upwards. And I personally used to work at Fruit Fly Circus in Albury, which is another avenue for young people who want to join the circus.
Yes, I was involved, or not involved, but I saw Fruit Fly quite a few times over the years, and a part of the comedy festival and so on, and very, very good circus, very good indeed.
That's right.
Yeah. You guys, the Circus Oz, you've travelled, I believe, 27 countries right around the world, even on 42nd Street in New York.
Absolutely.
And you were the forerunners of Cirque du Soleil. Now, that's something to celebrate, isn't it? They must have got in and copied you guys.
No comment on that one, Leigh. No comment.
No, I bet. Now, tell me what the show is about that we're going to be seeing this time.
Okay, well, you have to imagine a huge model kit come to life.
Right.
So it's based on the old-fashioned notion of those model kits that you used to get when I was a youngster, where you had to kind of pop things out of the main frame.
Yes.
And there'll be a collection of oversized objects. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll never see a clothes peg in the same way again.
Really?
And so what we decided to do was to look at that kind of the oversized objects that people use every day and literally turn them into circus apparatus. So there'll be all sorts of weird and wonderful things happening with those kind of things in terms of just looking at what it means to be Australian, what it means to be new to the country, what it means to uphold the mythological Aussie dream. Yeah,
exploring what it really means, I suppose, to be that model citizen here in Oz.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very much so. Now, you're coming out of the Drum Theatre, and you'll be here on the 24th, Friday the 24th of March at 7:30 and 10 at night. So there's 2 performances. That's going to be a hefty one for you guys to do that.
Yeah.
And one on Saturday the 25th of March at 1:30.
That's
so
right.
I'll say that again. Friday, there are 2 performances, 7:30, and again a late one at 10. And on Saturday, a matinee at 1:30 in the afternoon. Now, get online and look for the Drum Theatre, and you'll see all the booking necessities there, and you can go ahead and book. Not very expensive, a great concert, and we've got more tickets to give away to come and see you guys too on the Saturday, the 25th. Good to talk to you, Sebastien. It's an intriguing sort of thing that you guys do. It's taken off so well over the last 40 years, and it just doesn't seem to stop. You know, what's the next show you're working on?
Well, that's a special show to commemorate the fact that we've been on this planet and in Australia for 40 years.
40 years, yeah, your birthday.
Yeah, the big birthday bash.
So you're calling it the birthday bash, are you?
No, that's just the working title in our heads.
Well, you could call it Cirque. No, we can't call it Cirque. Birthday de Oz.
It might be something similar to that.
Yeah, why not? Eh? It sounds pretty good. All right, mate, nice to catch up with you. All the best for your shows down here in the Dandenong area, and I know my listeners will come along and support you too.
Thanks, Leigh.
Thanks, Sebastien. Okay, bye-bye to you.
Bye.
Sebastien Pasche there talking to us about Circus Oz and model citizens coming to the Drum Theatre. Keep that in mind.